Health officials in Gaza say Israel has handed over the bodies of 45 Palestinians. It comes a day after Hamas returned the remains of 3 Israeli soldiers who were killed in the attack on October 7, 2023 that triggered the war. A convoy carrying the soldiers' bodies arrived in Tel Aviv last night. Forensic tests later confirmed their identities. The latest exchange marks another step forward for the fragile U.S.-brokered ceasefire that is now in its 4th week. The CBC's Crystal Gamansing is in Jerusalem tracking the latest for us. Crystal, what more can you tell us about the exchanges?
Well, Arthi, those 3 bodies that were returned to Israel last night, the identities have been confirmed. Israel Defense Forces say the 3 men were soldiers, that they were killed defending communities on October 7th in the Hamas-led attacks, and that their remains were kidnapped and taken back to Gaza, where they remained until last night. Now, the identity of those individuals, and we have pictures of them as well to share with you. Asif Hamami, he is one of those individuals, Omer Nutra as well, and Oz Daniel. Omer Nutra is actually an Israeli-American citizen, and when his identity was confirmed today, U.S. President Donald Trump said when he got that word, he did speak to Omer Nutra's parents. He has spoken to them a number of times in the past 2 years. Now, with the return of those 3 individuals' remains, that means Hamas has now returned 20 of the 28 that are on that official deceased hostages list. In the meantime, today we saw a number of sites being searched, including one on the outskirts of Gaza City, that one around Sajaya. Again, we saw numbers of the Red Cross workers there acting as a neutral third party. They are merely there observing the work that is underway. In all of these exchanges, they have played a major role, receiving the remains from Hamas and shepherding them over into the hands of Israeli officials. I had the opportunity to speak with Sarah Davies, a spokesperson for the International Committee of the Red Cross, and she said that the workers on the ground with the Red Cross are very much aware of the emotional weight of these handovers, not only for all of the individuals, the hundreds of thousands of individuals who need the ceasefire to continue in Gaza, but also the bereaved family members in Israel who deserve to have their loved ones back so they can be given a proper burial.
These were human beings with loved ones at home who for 2 years have not known what happened to them, how they were killed, how they died, where they are right now, what they went through. And it is the families have a right to know under international humanitarian law the fate of their loved ones. So we are, of course, relieved that we can play a role in this and see that families receive the remains of their loved ones for a respectful and dignified burial in line with their beliefs.
So, Arthi, we do know that the remains of 8 others are still under the rubble somewhere in Gaza. Efforts underway to find and return those bodies. Hamas has continuously said it is committed to returning those remains, but there's a lot of work to be done, especially given the state of Gaza and all of that rubble that is currently being searched.
And Crystal, the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas does remain shaky. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, it is a very fragile situation. We've seen a number of incidents with Israel and Hamas, both accusing the other side of violating the agreement. We did hear from Turkey's foreign minister late this afternoon. There was a large meeting in Istanbul, Turkey, with Arabic and Muslim leaders of individuals and countries that have been signed on to help support this peace agreement. The foreign minister in Turkey said first and foremost, he is hopeful and positive that there will be lasting peace, but a lot of work still needs to be done. He made a point of calling out Israel, saying it needs to stop violating the agreement. He said that everyone is committed and committed to seeing the peace agreement move forward. However, he says that doing that means a Palestinian state has to be realized, that it will have to be Palestinians who are responsible for the administration as well as the policing of that state. And he also said that more work needs to be done to really firm up the plan when it comes to that international stabilization force. We still don't know who would be involved or what the mandate would be. He did say that the UN Security Council has to give more detailed instructions before nations can sign on and determine who will be doing what and who will ultimately be inside Gaza. Arthi?
Thanks for this, Crystal. That is the CBC's Crystal Gomansing in Jerusalem.